Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Wide Shoes coming in with our first sponsored video. Yes, this video is sponsored, but guys, I can promise you all of these opinions are formed by myself. I'm going to be as harsh as I would with any other brand, with any other shoe. And yeah, let's just get right into the review. Before we get in this video, I just want to let you guys know that you can get any of Crossover Culture's new shoes, their t-shirts, their basketball shorts from dicksportinggood.com or in store in your local Dick's Sporting Good. Additionally, you can also purchase anything from their catalog on their website. It would mean the world to me if you guys could just check them out. I'm going to put the links down below, and now let's get right into the review. You guys already know how this works. We're going to be starting with what I like the most in the shoe and working our way down to what I like the least in the shoe. All right, so what did I like the most about the Sniper from Crossover Culture? It's definitely going to be the cushioning and the shock absorption. Firstly, the interior of the shoe is super padded, and the compression of the shoe is so good that you can even see it across the whole shoe in the video on the close-ups. Additionally, putting my feet into these, I really felt like I was playing on memory foam that was also super responsive. Essentially, the reason why I like the cushioning is because the shoe is super lightweight, yet it's super cushioned as well, which is not something that a lot of other shoes that I've reviewed in the past offer. Additionally, the shoe is fairly low to the ground, yet the impact protection is, again, really good. And despite these shoes cushioning feeling really significant and noticeable, I still felt very stable, fast, and the heel to toe transition was really smooth. So I think that Crossover Culture has really found a good balance of flexibility and stiffness in these shoes that just kind of allow the cushioning setup to let people of all play styles play how they want. I felt like I could run fast. I didn't feel kind of clunky or slow, but I also, as a bigger player, 200 pounds and 6 feet tall, felt like I was really well protected and really well supported by good cushioning. So that is just something that you really don't see. In terms of durability also, I feel that the shoe has not bottomed out through the rigorous testing that I have put it through. I've worn it for close to a month now, pretty much every single day. And really, the cushioning shows no sign of slowing down. Crossover Culture has put on a huge spec list saying there's a wishbone suspension shank that wraps around the heel to kind of cup the foot. They talk about using LP2 cushioning, which is essentially a super durable foam, but those tech specs don't really matter in my opinion. It's more of how I actually feel, and how I felt was really good. So overall for the cushioning, I'm going to give them a 9.5 out of 10. All right, so what is my second most favorite part of the shoe? It's definitely going to be the lockdown and the fit. And before talking about the fit and the lockdown, I just want to say that when I first got this shoe, I was very surprised because the outside is this very stiff, almost shell-like material. And I was really worried because the shoe appeared to be a little bit narrow in the toe box. But as I broke the shoe in, that hard shell completely molded around my foot, and the memory foam feeling also molded to my foot shape. And over time, this shoe became a very strong one-to-one fit, which added to its lockdown. So in terms of the actual fit of the shoe, in Nike, I'm always an 11. And in Adidas and Way of Wade, I'm always a 10.5. In these, I got an 11, and that is for sure the size that I actually am. If you're going to buy these shoes, I would highly recommend getting the size that you wear in Nikes. Again, for me, that was an 11, and it fit very well. So yeah, talking about lockdown, this kind of outer shell material they have, it does mold to your foot, like I said, and the lacing system is very good. They have these external eyelet system that I'm a very big fan of, and I was able to really crank these laces, and because that tongue is so padded, it just created a fit that was very recreatable. It's very reliable. Like when I laced these up every single time, even without being meticulous with how I'm lacing the laces, the shoe just fit me really well, and over time the fit got better and better. Also, there's quite a bit of arch support in these shoes. I have high arches, and I just felt very well supported, very well locked down, and that shell fit was just very unique and something I haven't seen from another shoe. So in terms of lockdown, I'm going to give these a 9 out of 10. All right, so what is my third most favorite part of the shoe? It's definitely going to be the materials that are used in the Sniper. Now, for $120, you are getting a molded heel cup for impact protection, a shank plate, a full upper mesh material that is pretty solid. You're also getting a leather lacing system, and you're getting premium full grain leather detailing across the shoe. So for $120, this shoe has all of the parts of a shoe that is at least $160 from other brands. I think that the material that they used is just really, really dynamic and really, really effective. It's breathable, it's lightweight, it's supportive, it's well cushioned, it's good at impact protection. Like, the materials that they used here, just the shoe's build quality overall is really good. And I was very skeptical when I first held these because of how lightweight they are. I thought, oh, there's no way this is going to last, but it has held up to indoor use, outdoor use, dusty courts, clean courts, you name it. This shoe is just a tank. And I'm a very big fan of companies putting in all the parts we need into our shoes, because there is a certain big basketball company that's no longer doing that. So it's just really nice to know that these shoes are a good value. And I would definitely say that the materials are nothing to scoff at. In terms of material used, I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10. All right, so let's move on to what I like the least about the shoe, and then we'll do my final thoughts after that. So before I get into what I didn't like about the shoe, I just want to say that overall, this shoe is great. I would put these on and forget that I was even wearing shoes. I could play indoor, I could play outdoor, I could move however I wanted. And that is something that will really stick with me with the Sniper shoes. I have found myself putting these on more and more often just because they cause no foot pain. They support me. Overall, they're very reliable, and I've kept them in my rotation solely because of that. Now, in terms of the one gripe I do have with these shoes that I did notice at times was the traction. Now, the traction is by no means bad. It's just that it had an extremely long break-in period. When I first tried these indoors, I was slipping everywhere. So I decided to only wear them outside for a few weeks. And then one day I wore them inside again to retest them, and it was way better. But I think if you take these shoes and you just play indoor right away, or you don't break them in, you will slide out. Also, it's kind of deceiving because these shoes were so comfortable when I first got them, and they also were just game ready. Like, you lace these up and there's no break-in period. The shoe immediately starts to mold to your feet and you feel like you're ready to go very fast. So it was a little bit disappointing to have to kind of wear these for about 2 weeks to kind of unlock that traction. But after that break-in period, I will say that the shoes are just ever so slightly above average in traction. I'm going to give these a 7 out of 10 in traction. And the only reason why this is a real gripe is just because the shoe is so good in every single area. I just felt like the traction in comparison to how good the other parts of the shoe is ever so slightly weak. Also, guys, another, I guess, fun fact that I should say about the shoe is Crossover Culture is claiming that they designed this shoe to be completely silent. So when you play in these, there isn't a squeak, and that's intentional. They want you to be as quiet as possible so you can maybe sneak up on a defender or make a cut and your defender won't hear you. And I actually did notice this. These shoes are completely silent, and I kind of started to listen to people's shoes, and it is true. You can kind of tell if someone cuts behind you if you hear a squeak. So I found that very interesting. I've never heard of a company doing that. And also, I know there's going to be a lot of people saying that they want to hear the squeak, but usually the squeaking actually means that the shoe is kind of sliding on the ground and failing in terms of traction. Like, if you're stopping on a dime, there's no squeak. So I do think that these shoes do suffer from a long break-in time for traction, but they eventually get to the point where it gets the job done and you don't really have to worry about it. So yeah, that's kind of my only gripe. All right, let's get into my final ranking of the shoe, as well as my final thoughts about the shoe. So the strongest characteristic of the Snipers is definitely going to be their versatility. If you are a large forward playing outdoors, you will have great cushioning as well as great impact protection and stability. Or if you're a small, shifty, fast guard playing in an indoor setting at a very high level, you're going to have a very lightweight and very good containment or lockdown from this shoe. So I think that any player can really lace these up and find something they love. I personally have been wearing these outdoors because I just find that with my hip replacements, I somehow have no pain after using these, even outdoors, like I said. So I'm very impressed with this shoe. I think it offers something very unique. And for my overall ranking, I'm going to give these a 90 out of 100. definitely go check them out. And guys, thank you so much for trusting me with your basketball shoe reviews. Crossover Culture, thanks for sending me these. And I'll see you guys in the next video.